Sean, Claudia, Jack, what have the nation been talking about?
Anything? What's happened to you?
The horse sandwiches.
Oh, the horse sandwiches.
They've been talking about horse.
The horse sandwiches is a really nice way of putting it.
I'd love a horse sandwich. Who doesn't? Yeah, but it was the burgers, and they got tested, and it's full of horse and badger.
Don't know if there was badger in it, but there was definitely... And it happened in Ireland, didn't they? They tested the burgers, and they said it's 30% horse was one of the burgers.
Good.
Have you eaten horse?
Yeah, I've eaten horse, yeah. What? I've eaten horse.
Where did you eat horse?
Where do I eat horse? In a horse restaurant. A horse salad. I like it in a salad, just a big lump of horse on the top. I like salad niçoise, where you have a piece of tuna. I just have salad, a big lump of horse on the top.
You said that the people who kind of made the horse burgers...
Yeah.
...said it was a mistake. It can't be a mistake. How do you unless they've mistaken a horse for a cow?
I think it's a bit more like, you know when you get dolphin in tuna?
Oh,
you know,
we're back to tuna again.
Yeah, and you know when you catch your cows, you go out into the field with a big net to catch a load of cows. Sometimes you might occasionally, you'll get a couple of horses.
Yeah.
So that's why if you buy a burger, you should always get a horse-friendly burger.
Yeah, yeah. So you throw the net over and you drag them all off to the squashing plant. They just squash them flat, the burgers.
In fairness, what has happened, right? I mean, OK, some of the burgers were 29% horse, and that is a lot of horse in a burger. If you're expecting it to be a burger, you could eat a horse and cart, and it wouldn't be 29% horse. In fact, though, some of them are only like 0.01%, and they said it wasn't necessarily horse meat. It wasn't like strands of horse that you pull out between your teeth. It was horse DNA. And that could be anything. And I'll stop you there, Jimmy. What that could have been, that could have been the horse in the field who said, "Where are my mates gone?" And all the cows, "I'm going to follow their footpath, and I'm going to find them." And they follow them all the way into an abattoir and see that they've been turned into burgers. And the horse just cried into the burgers. That is enough to have horse DNA in your burger. What probably could have happened.
Yeah.
I don't think it stacks up.
Horse is the very best thing to have in your burger. I mean, the shit that goes into, like, 8 burgers for 30... Like, the prices at Aldi and Lidl, I wouldn't be surprised if there was horse meat in their bananas.
Well, now you're saying...
Just fill shit. There's 3% jockey in those Tesco burgers. Just fucking grinding stuff in.
There's also a case of, they haven't tested haggis. I mean, what's in that? I would say a punt on at least 5% meerkat. I think all this fuss about horse burgers, do people know about glue? Do they know what's in glue?
Good point.
It's horses. Your Pritt stick is probably 25% Shergar.
The imagination that came up with the idea, when you look at a horse, that would be sticky.
Yeah.
If you do the right things to it, and why just horses? You know, people look at cows and it's not going to work the same way.
Yeah.
Horse.
It's a similar one with lobsters, actually. You know, you imagine the person who first dredged up probably the scariest looking animal on the earth from the bottom of the sea and went, you know what? Let's boil that alive and have it for a starter. Be delicious.
What's the weirdest meat you've had?
I've had reindeer, delish, until my kid said, "You ate Rudolph." I was like, "Are you still believing in Rudolph?" He's 18. And... but I'd eat anything. Hamster...
Is there anything? Is there anything at all? I didn't say anything. Want to be you?
Don't be ridiculous. I'm Jewish.
If you eat meat all the time, the chances are... Like every football game you go to, some bloke comes up with a caravan that he's stuck a grill in, and he goes, "You want meat?" You just go, "Yeah, it's £2." And then you eat it. You don't know what's in there. Could be bloody anything, couldn't it? They did investigations at all the football grounds, and one of the things I read was Swansea City were selling out-of-date pate. I just thought, what's happened to football? Swansea City fans at games going, "Bryn, does this pate taste all right to you?" It's a bit tart. I can't tell if that's because the apricots clashing with the cardamom or if it's...
Let's have a look and see if horse sandwiches is up there. Yes, indeed. People have been talking about there are traces of horse meat have been found in several supermarket burgers. Silvercrest Food, one of the suppliers of the horse meat contaminated burgers, is said to be an award-winning company. And it turns out the award they won was the Grand National in 2012. John Steen, what else have the nation been talking about?
Is it Splash?
Oh, come on.
I've been talking about it.
Have you not been watching Splash?
Well, no, not all the time. I've been doing other things as well.
I watched it because I got told it was the worst thing on telly ever. And it just wasn't. It's just people splashing in a pool a bit.
It's Eddie Eagle in a mankini, jumping off a diving board. What is not to like?
Well, let's have a little look at Eddie the Eagle jumping.
Ladies and gentlemen, flap your wings. It's Eddie the Eagle Edwards.
Let's take a look at Eddie.
What's not to like?
He went through, right, and he said, now I've gone through, people are going to rethink that I'm a loser. I'm not watching that, Eddie. No one was looking at that going, there's one of life's winners.
Oh, no, that was... I'm sorry, did we watch the same thing? I thought that was amazing.
That was phenomenal.
That was phenomenal. He got, number one, he made it all the way up there, which I couldn't do.
He used to be a ski jumper.
It's a good point.
Yeah. It's a lot more scary. It should be called Strictly Come Gravity. It's they've found something any celebrity can do, which is fall off things.
Well, I beg to differ, Sean. Have a look at this. Not every celebrity can do it. I thought we couldn't top the Olympics. But they've absolutely nailed it, haven't they?
That was her goal, because at the beginning, she couldn't even jump in. They had to tip her into the pool.
Well, you think he's joking? He's not. Look.
Tom had the marvellous idea of introducing a nappy mat and sort of tipped me in. Like a bit of cargo that has to be just shunted into the water like a cruise ship.
You know when the Americans buried Bin Laden at sea? That's how I imagine it looks.
Do you know what that reminded me of? You know, sometimes when you've got a tin of condensed soup and you tip it in the pan and it comes out in exactly the shape of the can.
John's team, what do you think the nation would be talking about?
The snow.
Oh. Gemma, straight in there.
Well, because it was, like, really changed all the colour of the country and stuff.
How do you mean it's changed the colour of the country? Is it quite insightful?
No, because when you look out your window, like, obviously there's grass and there's grey buildings and, you drive through London, but when it snows, it's beautiful. So I think that's a hot topic to talk about.
That's good. Yeah. It's a cold topic.
First reason why John doesn't have a girlfriend, that is.
In a continuing series, let's see how high we can get. There's my voice, that's number 2. Hello, number 3.
You know who I envy in the snow, in this weather? It's the only time of the year I envy dog walkers. Because I just think, it'd be great, you know, when they have the dog has a crap and you've got something warm in your hand for a bit.
Have a look at this car. This is a driver that basically... He cleared his windscreen. How could he possibly have an accident when he's prepared that thoroughly?
That's not a cleared windscreen, that's a glory hole. I've seen holes like that in Louis Walsh's dressing room wall. Do you know what I did to de-ice my car? I'd boil like 3 kettles, and then when they were hot, just chuck one over it.
That can crack the window screen, though.
Excellent intervention from Gemma Collins, yeah? Why?
Because you're putting boiling hot water on cold. So it can crack.
I can't believe we're getting science.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed. We're doing a bit of science
you.
together. So hot water on cold, don't do it.
Yeah, because it will crack and shatter and it could be dangerous.
Because it expands too quickly, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was very busy. It was very busy, though. A friend of mine works in a puffer jacket factory. And he said they just can't kill the geese fast enough. He said, we're in there just... So they're just chucking grenades in there now.
Richard, you obviously think the snow is very dangerous because you're on a news radio channel.
And the news reports often say things like, they always say, only take an essential journey, don't take any non-essential journeys. And often the reporter saying that is in a tiny little village somewhere, and they'll have driven their quite big outside broadcast vehicle down a tiny little road into a village to tell you what you already know, that it snowed.
And then they're telling you don't take non-essential journeys. Who's going out for a spin anymore?
Well, one person's essential journey isn't another's. For example, I consider it essential for me to drive around counting snowmen. Somebody's got to do that. You know, count the snowman, height. You know, I can't do the weight. That's tricky. Every time I see a snowman, I always think to myself, God, I must get round to building a snowman.
Why don't you stop driving around looking at them and use that time to build a snowman?
Or take one.
Get a van if there is one you really like with 2 coals for the eyes and carrot for the nose. Perfect.
Do they have a tradition of building snowmen in Germany?
Oh, we have got the finest snowman in the world.
Well, I want to ask about German snowmen. Do they put the coal underneath the carrot? That would look good, wouldn't it? That would look good. Get a bit of coal there.
Let's have a look and see if the snow is up there. Yes, Britain continues to be battered by freezing weather. Conditions in Birmingham were described as appalling, with no food on the shelves, schools shut and emergency services stretched to breaking point. And then it began to snow. Sean's team, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
Prince Harry, I would say.
Yes. Prince Harry's finished his tour of duty.
It does make it sound like he's finished the game and gone on to Call of Duty 2.
Yeah. But you've made a documentary.
Oh, yeah, I have. It's on BBC Three on Monday night, and I went out to Camp Bastion to make a documentary about Prince Harry.
Right.
His time out there.
So do you hang out with Prince Harry? Or?
Well, I'd be lying if I said I did an interview with him. There was a slight technical reason why I couldn't. But it's...
sorry, what was the technical reason why you... Tell me, what's the technical reason? Have you got a thing about gingers?
I just didn't... That's my way of saying I failed to secure an interview with Prince Harry. But I presented... so I've done a tour of Camp Bastion of what his life is like out there. And it is fascinating. And he, he's been heavily criticised this week for comparing killing members of the Taliban to playing computer games. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw people gave him a hard time about it. I think we're very squeamish about this, though, aren't we? He talked about killing the Taliban, and we sort of went, well, he's in the army, and we sent him over there. That's sort of his job, isn't it?
And we know he's in an Apache helicopter with a machine gun. What did they think he was doing? And it was, I suppose, in a way as well, it's a bit rich of the Taliban.
A bit rich of the Taliban. They won't like that bit. They will not like that. What does he say about us? What did he say about us?
You read a quote in the paper that says, oh, it's a bit stupid to compare a computer game to killing real people. And you go, yeah, that seems... And you go, oh, it's the Taliban. I think I agree with the Taliban. That is a new moment in your life. Well, maybe they're all right, you know. Maybe... I kill people, but, I'm good at computer games because of my thumbs.
I get where he's coming from, though.
You get where he's coming from.
Yeah.
Gemma, tell us more.
I tell you for why, because when you play a computer game, you go into another zone.
Yeah.
And when he went to the war, he just applied his skill on the Game Gear or whatever to the war. So when he was, say, like, in combat in the computer game, he put himself back in that headspace when he was, like, really fighting people.
Knees and toes. Knees and toes.
I get where he's coming from.
Yeah. I'll give you the actual quote from Prince Harry. He said he admitted killing Taliban members, saying, if there's people trying to do bad stuff, then we'll take them out of the game. We have to take a life to save a life.
He talks like a Premier League footballer there. Yeah, Afghanistan, always a difficult place to go. We knew I had to dig in deep, so I'm just pleased I was given a gun. And that's what it's all about at this level. Next Saturday, Ipswich.
He has been prepared, though. Like, no wonder Prince Harry's killing Taliban. Look at his entire life. Murdering the dance floor, slaying babes every night, carnage. That's who he is.
But why is there a war there? Because they've caught Osama bin Laden.
Good question.
They've caught Saddam Hussein.
Yeah.
So what are they fighting for now?
Basically, the Taliban don't like fun.
No. It's at war with Afghanistan because they've got loads of grit. And that is what Britain needs every winter. Doesn't have enough grit, and that is why Britain is in Afghanistan getting all the grit.
I just think it's all a waste of money. Like, you know, these wars cost money and stuff, surely.
They do. It's a waste of money.
It's
You're
a
the people
waste-
that gave us vajazzles. Let's not start.
All right, then, I'll let you off.
Let's have a look and see whether Prince Harry is up there. Yes, indeed. Prince Harry has returned from Afghanistan. No one's quite sure what Prince Harry's going to do next, but he's served in the army and his mum died when he was young, so he could go a long way on X Factor.
Faster trains
Faster trains.
between Manchester, Leeds and London.
Manchester, Leeds and London. You're going the long way round, aren't you?
Well, you know, they can't get the one that they're doing now on time, so are they going to make it an hour and 6 if they can't do it in 2 hours from Manchester to London?
I'm quite happy with 2 hours to Manchester. I think you need a little bit of time to prepare yourself for going up north.
I don't like this fast train because I don't like being early. I'm going to... You know, because it takes an hour, you're going to be early, you're just going to be hanging about. Get a slow one, keep warm.
I don't think you will be early because it's not going to be built for 20 years.
Yeah. 2033, isn't it?
Yes, it's going to be finished in 2033.
I thought we'd be teleporting by then. If I haven't got jetpacks, I don't want to be alive, let alone clinging on for life in a super fast buffet car, like.
They're saying it's for, like, European business people, though, that are coming over. But surely if you've had, like, a flight from Moscow, you're not going to land and then go, how much to Manchester? 2 hours. F*** me, I'll go back.
Where's he going back to?
Don't know.
Is it really going to go 260 miles an hour?
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
It's a shame, because you're not going to be able to stick your head out the window anymore, are you? It'd be too dangerous. I used to love doing that. I did it all the way from Cardiff to Bangor once. God knows how many insects I ate, but I was...
Too fast, isn't it?
Too fast.
You'll have to change train impressions for kids. Like, it can't go... Won't do that, will it? It'll just go...
That won't be as good.
It wasn't that long ago that they binned Concorde, which was really quick getting to the States because it cost too much money. But now they've decided to spend 30 billion just to go to Manchester.
Are you saying we should get Concords to Manchester?
We could, that would be 30 billion, yeah.
Well, for that kind of money, I mean, there's other things we could spend that money on, aren't there? I mean, it's a huge amount.
Yeah,
we could have a free bar on the train for 20 years.
Instead of building a train line, why don't they have that thing in supermarkets where they send the money down a tube? That thing where the money pops up in a tube. That's so quick. Why don't they just build one of those? Just goes,
thing in
those things in
supermarkets?
supermarkets, those things, they come up in a tube and it's like a plastic thing and they open it and they put all the money in and then it goes doof, and then it appears somewhere else. So they put the money in, they screw it, then they pop in a tube, doof, it's gone. Literally seconds, and then you can hear somebody in the distance going, oh. Why not a massive one of those?
Shoot people out of cannons.
I don't think that's practical, Joe.
Not all right, not one then, 3.
3 cannons.
One to Totten, then change, get another cannon. Leeds, it's like a 20-minute wait there.
And then get another cannon.
And then another cannon there.
I could see that if there was a problem, like a cannon replacement service.
Yeah. An idea.
OK, let's see if the new high-speed rail line is one of the most talked about things this week. Yes, the most talked about thing. The government have unveiled plans for a new high-speed rail line. It said it will cost £32.7 billion, or £35 billion if you get a return. John, Rachel, Chris, what else will the nation be talking about this week?
Super Mario's off.
Super Mario's off. Stinks.
So this is Mario Balotelli, and he's... Go on, tell me the story.
He's off. He was a troublemaker at City. He had a bit of a ruck with Mancini a little while ago, and he's off to AC Milan.
I don't think he's that bad, really. I think the rest of the footballers are weird. I don't think he's the weirdo. If you're a 22-year-old millionaire, why aren't they all acting like him? Let's be honest, he's the normal one. The rest of them going, oh, yeah, it was good, yeah, bought a new pencil case today, I'm excited. That's what I'd be doing. I'd be going mental. I'd have a cape. I'd wear a cape constantly. Everything. I'd go crazy.
You can afford a cape.
Yeah, but I can't put it on.
Why do you think that capes are incredibly expensive? I mean, you're on telly quite a lot, Chris. You can get a cape. I'll buy you a cape.
That's why I came.
He does some strange things. Mario's mum once sent him to John Lewis to pick up an ironing board. He came back with a scale electric, a quad bike and a trampoline.
He's like Tom Hanks in Big.
He's amazing. This is great. Days after signing to City, Balotelli crashed his car on the way to training, and when the police asked him why he had £5,000 in cash on him, he replied, "Because I am rich."
He's a lunatic. If he wasn't a professional footballer, he'd just be in the park shouting at ducks.
It'd be nice for you to have some company.
He's just said to all his friends, hasn't he, now he's left, go to my home and take what you want.
So he said, I'm going away to Milan, so I want you to just take everything, except my pants.
Yeah, except my undies, that's right.
Yeah, he said, don't take my pants,
I'm
but
the
take everything
opposite.
else.
When I have friends over, I insist they take a pair with them.
So Balotelli's girlfriend has said that she'll come and visit him in Milan because she said that Manchester was too remote.
You'll change your mind when that new train track's built, Jimmy. They're all the supermodels will come crawling back when they can get to Towton in the Midlands. Coming back with their knickers round their ankles.
Tiny little
Isn't that a phrase, though? You'll be back with your knickers round... Is that
tail in between your legs?
That is definitely not a phrase.
Is it not tail between your legs?
I think it's in... John, I think it sounds better in the original Latin. Quest testos retonos per an inscription above a church. You'll be back with your knickers round your ankles. Oh, man.
It's exciting, though, isn't it, football? Transfer deadline day. Because that happens in comedy as well. I got a last-minute bid from Loose Women today, but failed the medical.
Deadline day for me. I've got some chicken in my fridge that goes out of date tomorrow.
QPR will have it. They bought everything else. Oh, it's a real one for the aficionados. Well done there. That is men who've been clicking refresh on BBC Sport all day that got that
job. There's another big transfer story.
Beckham. He's not going to Arsenal.
Let's list the clubs he's not going to.
He's not going to Preston.
Is he not going to Preston?
I know where he's going.
Well, do you know where's he going?
He's going to Paris.
Yes. The incredible thing about this, so David Beckham has signed for Paris Saint-Germain, and he's donating his entire £150,000 a week salary to a children's charity. Is that bad?
Yeah.
He wants to be Sir David Beckham.
Is
That's
that
what
bad?
it's about.
It's a children's charity.
In my book, that's evil.
It's
wrong. It should be stopped now. Stop him with his evil, conniving, giving money, all his wages to charity schemes. What the f*** he playing? Don't pretend that there's not a bigger agenda here. Say that something.
He was obviously pissed when he said it.
Beckham apparently is going to move into this mansion, and it's got a panic room, otherwise known as the library.
Should we have a look and see whether the transfer window is one of the most talked about things this week?
Yep.
Yes, it was transfer deadline day yesterday. Manchester City striker Mario Balotelli has moved to AC Milan. David Beckham has signed for French club PSG. If you're watching, David, be careful what you eat in France. They recently found some beef DNA in their horse burgers. What do you think? What have the nation been talking about this week?
Gay marriage has been, it's passed. It's made civil partnerships are now worthless. They're like Jessop's vouchers for telescopes.
More Tories voted against the bill than for it. 136 against, 127 for.
I don't know what they're worried about. They think there's going to be like leather confetti flying around. Oh, you can't have to get married. It's bloody leather confetti.
A lot of the Tories who voted against it probably are, you know, deep back in the old closet anyway and like a bit of the old naughty. So they're like, well, fuck that. We're not going to let anyone else be happy while I'm stuck in this loveless sham of a marriage when really I want to be, you know.
You're not saying a lot of the key words in this, are you? A lot of the key bits of information in this sentence, you're going, you know
where we're at. We all know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What I don't understand is they can't force view change. Like, vicars are still going to be against it, aren't they? So the actual ceremony is still going to be quite... When you get to the end, you'll have the vicar going, does anybody else know of any lawful impediment? Why, these two heathens should not be wet.
What does the Bible say?
The Catholic Church, I don't think, approve of gay marriage because the kind of people they're attracted to aren't old enough to get married. It's crazy.
But isn't this one of those things we're going to look back at in a few years? We're going to say, I can't believe there wasn't such a thing as gay marriage until 2013. You know what I mean? We're going to look back at it and say, what?
Yeah.
Can you believe there wasn't such a thing as gay marriage in church?
Eventually, people go, I can't believe men used to marry women. That's mental. What? That's nuts.
What's the world coming to?
They're not compatible, are they, men and women? It seems mental when you look back at it.
I'd marry a man. You marry a man, you take turns putting the bins out.
The horse burgers, it's gone mad. It's it's affected Burger King, and that's what seems to surprise people. But if your main burger is called a Whopper, that's a fair admission that even you don't know what's inside it. Yeah, you want a flame grilled Whopper, do you? Get that downside here, I'm not going to tell you. Even their fish burgers have got seahorse in it.
What are the cows doing that were meant to be in the burgers? Where are they hiding? Have they sneaked off somewhere? They've like not gone into work.
There's a couple down here, actually.
And now they're all hiding, disguised somewhere. Are they like the French Resistance? Are they living in people's houses?
A very good thing will come out of all this, that people in general, whatever you eat, even if you eat like corn, you still don't know what's in it. People are far too trusting of packaging. We just buy something. Tesco packaging might as well just say on it, close your eyes, open your mouth, Tesco, go and give you... Even no idea, just eat this. It's brown, it's meaty.
What's the end of that phrase? Close your...
It's... open your mouth, close your eyes, Tesco, go and give you a good surprise.
You really...
The Richard III's body has been found in a car park in Leicester.
will they get the killer?
Yeah.
I like the fact his feet were missing, apparently, because in the 1600s they were extending the friary under which he was buried, and some builders digging down accidentally cut his feet off. So all that shows is the builders haven't changed in 400 years, have they? It's amazing what they can tell from the skeleton. They're very clever now. They know that his hands were tied like that. They know he got a massive whack on the back of his head, which take a chunk out of his skull out. And you could see his brain through the back of his head. And as he was being carried off, he got stabbed in the arse with a dagger. But if you do go out in Leicester on a Saturday night, what do you expect?
It's worth thinking about if you had to be buried in a car park, which one? I'm picking the Knaresborough Civic Council car park. I'm Bagsy in that.
Good choice.
It's an amazing car park. It's cheap. It overlooks the viaduct. It's by the ruins of the castle. You've got a bowling green, and it's right by the police station, so you're safe.
Do you reckon he had a Brummie accent?
Well, they think he might because of the way he spelt certain words.
But how can they figure that one out? Like, he had a Brummie accent.
They can't.
No, exactly.
They're full of
Exactly.
Tony, do you think you would make a good medieval king?
Oh, I've already done it. Yeah, it was all right. I was a better Dark Age king, to be honest. More of an axe type battler. Swords are a bit dandy. I was more. Oh.
You were rubbish as a pharaoh, though, weren't you? You didn't do very well.
Oh, not a good pharaoh. No. Not a good pharaoh at all. Too hot for me, and I'm a bit pale.
He was the last king to die in battle, that's when royals really deserved or earned their place, their crown. I think Prince Charles, the most dangerous thing he's done is pinch Camilla's arse.
That's pretty dangerous.
Yeah, because she could either hit you or sleep with you.
You don't want either of them.
If it kicks off, she could end up in a Tesco's value burger. You have chosen Cian Egan. I just always when I say your name, I feel like I'm saying Kevin Keegan, but I've had a stroke. Here's your question. Most people would rather be in a band than a solo singer, true or false?
I'd like to be in Little Mix. I'd like to be like the one and go, what's he doing in Little Mix? But they just get a new member, then Little Mix have announced they've got a new member, and it's me. What would you...
I reckon most people prefer to be in a band.
Because you got friends around you.
Yeah, it's like, you know, the whole idea of being in a band, you know. It's a bit cooler than I'm a singer on my own.
A bit cooler? You know you were in Westlife, right?
Yes, I know I was in Westlife.
Can you name all the other members?
Did you know each other growing up, all of you guys?
Yeah, we did, yeah. We went to school together.
That's proper band then, right? That's
did
what
you?
want.
I didn't realise you went to school together. I thought you were...
No, we went to school together.
So you knew each other since what age?
Well, me, Shane and Mark we were in the same class as each other and we started the band up and then Brian and Nicky joined about a year later.
At what point did Louis swoop?
Very early.
So are you a solo artist now?
No, I'm not a solo artist. I was a member of a boy band for 15 years.
And your voice is just broken.
It's just breaking. It's only happened in 10 years.
I had to leave. They threw you out.
Oh, this week I've counted 86 sheep, about 32 cows, 7 ducks, but I haven't seen a single horse. None. So something's going on. The meat scandal.
The meat scandal.
Yeah. The horse meat's
and
gone
there's
mad,
like,
isn't
it's
it?
sort of rolled on this week and they're saying it might be deliberate. This isn't just an accident.
Horses throwing themselves into abattoirs.
Apparently, it's criminal gangs have been doing this. Criminal gangs from Poland, Romania and Russia are suspected of orchestrating a conspiracy worth millions of pounds by passing off horse meat as beef. What do you think? What did you
Well, the whole problem with the story is that it's now screwing with all our notions of what we like. I thought I liked beef, but actually I like horse.
I'm very confused now, you know.
It's getting more ridiculous because now there's donkey is also being mentioned. And the man said yesterday they hadn't yet tested for dogs and rats. And then where do you go after that? Dead relatives, ex-members of Destiny's Child, and the last pope.
Oh, no, this is my favourite quote of the whole thing. This is from the Findus website. They state they use the best ingredients and a generous pinch of imagination. This imagination tastes a bit like a horse.
Is it to do with the decline in arts and crafts?
Tell me more, Paul.
Well, because people are not doing so many arts and crafts, they're not using glue as much. So that's why they're having to put it all in the burgers. So if they could get more children back into crafts, then they could use horses again for their proper purpose, which is glue.
When I saw the whole horse meat scandal, I didn't really care because I'm not a fan of horses. I've intentionally eaten horse before. It was lovely. I enjoyed it in France.
Intentionally?
Yeah, it was on the menu, and I was like, I hate horses. I'm going to have that. I'm petrified of horses. I've got a horse story, but I don't know if...
What do you mean you've got a horse? Yeah, I want to hear a horse story. What's a horse story? Settle in, everyone.
Yeah, settle in. Right, so when I was 12, my school trip was to London, and we went to see, I think it's called the Queen's Guards, where they're on horses and with the thing. And so all my classmates were stroking the horse, and then I went to go and stroke the horse, and the man kicked me and said, "Piss off, you black and made the horse, and then the horse went in front of me.
Sorry, can I just clarify? Was it the horse that said that? if it's a racist horse, then... Now, how weird would you feel about that if there was a talking horse? Wow, this is magical, this is amazing, but he's a racist. Oh, no.
It was like, you know, I'm over the racism. It's not a problem. He got sacked, so it's fine. Honestly, I'm absolutely fine with it.
You've forgiven a racist, but not a horse.
No, I think you make a very good point. Grind them up, put them in a burger.
The problem with meat is that it all looks the same. And what they should do is they should make it like rock. So when you've got beef, it just says cow right the way through.
You know the cookie cutters you can get? You make different shapes for things. You know, like cookies. Just one shape like a horse. So any burgers that are horse just come in a horse shape.
Wow, if that's the case, I think I've eaten a lot of dinosaur.
Who's the nuttiest person you've had to deal with then?
In the recent future, Quentin Tarantino. Recent past, rather. Quentin Tarantino.
Why did you have a problem with Quentin Tarantino?
He got very cross with me or my questions.
Didn't know he'd shut your butt down.
Yeah. You have a butt that will not quit. I think that's what Beyonce would say. Like.
Why did that happen then? What did he do?
I think he was in a really bad mood, and he got very angry. And he'd given this quote to a magazine saying, directors don't get better as they get older, they should know when to quit. And I said, so are you getting better or worse as you get older?
Oh, God.
And he said, well, what do you think? And I said, well, I actually like your movies. And at that point, he went, oh, I've screwed up here.
I think I'd still be quite pissed off if someone said, what do you think of my movies? And I went, I actually like them. They're clearly a pile of shit, but for some reason, I love shoveling that shit down my face. It's been Valentine's Day, hasn't it? I imagine people are talking about love and all that stuff.
Who did you send a Valentine to?
I didn't, no. I view Valentine's Day like the Polish food aisle of a supermarket. I don't really know what it's for, but I like to look at it.
The thing about Valentine's is that time when you can tell people, you know, if you like them. I don't know if do you read Heat magazines? Anyone read Heat magazine?
Is that the magazine that reviews different boilers and legging jackets?
This must be in a way.
I think it's different in the Republic of Ireland. Because they do a thing every year where they talk about people's weird crush. So the number one weird crush, as voted for by the British public, is Russell Howard, which doesn't seem that weird to me. Number two, if you can see that. So you are a weird crush, which is such a terrible backhanded compliment, isn't it? It's like saying you don't sweat much for a fat girl.
Weird crush is also John's signature lovemaking style as well.
They sent me a badge. I think it says something on it like, not quite weird enough. I mean, what a chat-up line that is. The lady's just looking for a man who says, I'm mental, but not very.
I can't help thinking, you know, if you look at this panel, there are two people who are single who might get on quite well. And we've got Jamelia. You're single, right?
Stop me, I'm really embarrassed.
Like a playground now.
Do you think he does?
Yeah.
She does.
You're just not weird enough for me, Jamelia.
Just get on with it. Just, you know.
Get down to business.
I haven't got, yeah.
And it is a business with me.
Every bloody week.
You're going to feel pretty bad when one week I come in and I'm in a relationship and there's nothing to talk about. Me and Sue. Sue and I
can imagine you getting into a relationship where you're one of those couples that talk about, well, Sue and I think. Like, even on the show, if she wasn't here, you go, so what have people been talking about this week? And you go, well, Sue and I have been talking quite a lot about beef burgers and
I won't be doing this show if I have a relationship. I ain't leaving the house, I ain't doing gigs. Comedy's just one bit. I mean, you two are in relationships. You only do comedy because you're not really happy in them.
Top thing people boast about.
Do a lot of people go on about being the 1990 East Leinster under-14s triple jump bronze medalist? No, they don't, because that was me.
It's inherently not British, is it? But people, like, it's a very American thing. So, you know, I'm so proud of me. You know, I used to be like, I would have 3 cans of cola a day, and now I got a job. I don't give a shit. The British people, you're boasting in Britain if someone says, how are you? And you go, yeah, I'm really well. You arrogant.
I boast about the fact that I can wear my left shoe on my right foot. My right shoe on my left foot.
Bullshit. There's no way a man could do that.
Yeah, I can, yeah. Look, there we go. It's a nice feeling. You just feel that like, you know, you can do anything you want. You can go any direction you want. You're not bound by the usual rules. Try it with your shoes. It'll work well.
I've done it. Anyone can do it.
You've got to walk around in them a bit.
Have a little walk. Have a little walk. Just see if it looks
walk
normal.
around in them.
I'll be honest with you, Sean. It makes me feel a little bit queasy.
Because there's always this thing, whoa, and go around.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
It's a bit like when you're at...
Go, whoa, yes.
It's a bit like when you're at Clark's and they say, do they fit? And you sort of... Something's not quite right.
People boast about their kids. That's the thing people go on and on and on about.
Do you brag about your kids?
I do down my kids a lot. I tell them they are.
During the news? Actually on the news?
Christian, I can tell you the right answer is bragging about their kids.
Oh.
John's team.
Well, I guess we have someone with us who was at probably the most famous sporting event and probably the most famous sporting day of last year.
Did you get tickets?
It's their Olympics and the legacy and all that. But London's Twitter account still has 1.5 million followers. I just think tidy your account up. They haven't tweeted for a year. It's time to stop now. But the Olympics was fantastic and you've done very well.
But for you, it's been spoiled by their inability to tidy up their digital messaging.
It was a fantastic event. I think Britain gave a fantastic job. Not only the team, I mean, all the people behind. I mean, I think everything was absolutely perfect. So, well done, Britain.
Well done us.
Yes.
Well done, Britain. How far did you actually jump in the final?
8 metres 31.
I genuinely don't know how far that is. If you paced it out, how far would it be across?
Well, if you do 8 long paces, then like a foot.
8 long paces?
Yeah.
All right.
You've got to do it right, though, so it's
hang on, 8 long paces. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fuck off, no way did you... You did 8.
Well, you're probably being a bit generous.
Oh, we've got a tape measure. Throw us a tape measure. Hang on, so I'll hold this.
It's not long enough.
8 metres.
Exactly.
All right, well, we'll do 8 metres and then we'll see. OK, so I'll hold that.
I've got something that's half a metre long. Got me no. I carry around a ruler with me.
OK, so that's 8 metres, and then you went a bit further.
Like, so, yeah, about here, where I'm standing.
That is mental. There we go. I'm gonna have a dart. Well, you had a running start, yeah?
Yeah, you can do it standing if you want.
All right, I'm gonna do a standing start.
Gives it.
Go.
That's at least a start. I mean,
also, I haven't done any training. You've been at this for 8 years, so...
that's true. That is
I reckon with the right
true.
funding. That is pretty impressive, though, isn't it?
Thank you.
That's pretty impressive. Come on, let's one more. Gold medal. Was it amazing being part of Super Saturday?
Yes, it was pretty special. I mean, it goes down as Mo, Jess, and that random ginger guy who turned up as well on the day.
But your life will be different after tonight.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I don't know what Nancy's got planned for you. Sounds like the ginger kid's getting laid.
It is amazing meeting you, Greg. You know, but it does sort of remind me how shit my year was last year. Like, you won a gold medal and I had my bird table stolen. Completely different years.
Is that on Super Saturday?
Actually, I did have a good Saturday that Saturday because I had spaghetti bolognese for a tea, so... I'm with you, buddy.
Both winners.
I don't know why Mo did the
Did you think of doing anything?
I did kind of consider it, because obviously the Mobot is massive, but then
I
I
hate
just
it. I
would
think it's rubbish.
I'd be ripping it off, and then people hate me.
I know he's a really nice guy. Everyone really likes him, but it's shit, isn't it?
It is. You know the M from YMCA. Why didn't he just do the M from?
It was the M.
But that's not the M.
Yeah, that is the M from YMCA. That is... What did you thought the M was that?
Yeah, but he's from down under, isn't he?
Yeah. OK, let's have a look and see if the Olympics are up there. Of course, the number one thing, the Olympics. Jess Ennis was at the peak of physical fitness in the heptathlon. Watching her, I couldn't help feeling ashamed of myself because I could see what I was doing reflected in the telly. Sean's team. What do you think the nation enjoyed over the last year in the sporting world?
Well, I would say Andy Murray would be one, wouldn't it? Winning the US Open, the first title he's won, and he won an Olympic medal, didn't he?
He's bloody good. Are you a big fan of Andy Murray?
Yeah, I think he's done a good job for tennis and everything else. Relatively nice guy, so...
Relatively nice guy. Wow. All right, get a room. Jesus. He's a relatively nice guy. He's done a good job for tennis.
Well, his problem is he had to eradicate his personality, because when he started, like, you can see on court, he's clearly got a lot of passion and things, but when he started, he would mess about in interviews and do jokes, and he's got loads of abuse for it. So now he just deliberately tries to be as tedious as he can. His interviews now, after, like, the most incredible tennis game, go, yeah, it was quite awkward because I hit the ball, but he moved when I'd hit it. So I had to hit the ball to the other side, but he moved again, so I kept... Then I tried to go down the middle, but he was there. It was absolutely...
He lost 2 toenails, but they didn't say which 2 it was, because it's only your big toe and your little toe that have names.
This is 100% true. Andy Murray, during the final with the US Open, he lost 2 toenails, turned black and fell off during the game. But, sorry, so we don't know which 2 because they've...
Because only your big toe and your little toe have names. And big toe's the only toe that actually does anything. All the rest of the toes are just hanging around with him. Like, if you move your toes up and down.
OK, all right, yeah, I'm doing it.
I know everybody's doing it.
I'm doing my big toe now.
But the big toe's the only one that actually goes up and down. All the rest of them are just going, what's going on? My little toe's in a real bad way. It's rolled right over.
But you don't get this on the commentary, do you? You never get a commentator going, and I imagine Andy Murray's toes are going black.
Do you play tennis at all, Joe?
No.
No.
I'm a bit annoyed, though, because my application to be a ball boy got turned down again. I don't know why I bother.
That wasn't by Wimbledon authorities. It was actually by the local police.
Yeah.
You could just pick the balls up and just press them against your beard. Carry them in your beard. It'll look a lot better.
See, I could do it.
Do you watch tennis? You a fan of Andy Murray?
Yes. No, I'm a fan of Roger Federer. I do like Andy Murray, but I have a crush on Roger.
You've got a crush on Roger Federer?
Yes.
Well, if you would like, you know, someone that looks a little bit like his special needs younger brother...
I know. Well, that's what I said.
Look no further, my friend.
You look like Federer if he stood in front of that ball cannon. Just went...
What are you saying?
You look puffed up.
Emma, you come second. Well...
not often.
You do.
You just said.
Well, I can tell you, Andy Murray is not in our top 3, but I don't mean to take anything away from Andy Murray, but let's put this into perspective. Andy Murray has won 1 Grand Slam, which means he's won just 1 more Grand Slam than me. Sean's team, what do you think the nation will be talking about this week?
Ooh, Oscars?
Yes, the Oscars.
Were you excited by them?
Not particularly, no. To be honest with you, I don't really like award ceremonies. Not because I don't win them, award ceremonies over the years have encouraged me to read, watch and listen to stuff that I could quite comfortably have avoided. There's loads of films, books, records that I listen to because they won awards and have wasted my time, wasted my life. Avatar, I'd never have gone to see Avatar, but it's won all these awards, I went to see it and... oh, Christ.
Really? It's like the best
Mumford
Smurf movie ever.
It's just bollocks. It's just...
Whoa, hang on, are you moving on to Mumford & Son?
Mumford & Sons.
People love Mumford & Son.
Yeah, fine if they come round to paint your house. There's loads of them. They put up in their cheeky 1950s van. Yeah. But you don't want to listen to them going, oh, the same bleeding song over and over again. Why don't you cheer up? What's the matter with you? Daniel Day-Lewis, though, I mean, you can't doubt the guy. What an actor. I mean, he's, you know, he's proper thing, isn't he?
Well, he should have got assassinated.
He's really method. He should have got himself shot.
I don't see why method actors are praised. People say, oh, that's the best way of acting, but because he trained to be a butcher when he was playing a butcher. But that's the opposite of acting. That's just becoming a butcher. I've been doing method for 10 years now. I'm actually quite a bubbly chap. But I can reveal now that I'm playing Jack in his upcoming biopic. Spent the last 10 years getting into role, and I think I'm ready. Do you think?
It's annoying because I auditioned for that.
What's incredible is his speeches, because actors act because they're tedious people. That's why they do it, because from when they were children, they've learnt that by being other people, they make more friends and are more popular.
Have you thought about acting?
I can act right now. I don't need to learn to... I'll do a butcher right now for you. I won't go away and train to be one. What do you want, darling? A little bit of beef? But my favourite bit is when people talk differently to how they've been in any role. But the best one this year was Adele, whose speech really pointed out, this is a nice song, but you expect it to go, thank you for my house girl. It's going, cheers for this, darling, yeah, I'll do you later, babes.
I felt sorry for Adele, because when she got her award, all the other people getting that awards, like Dustin Hoffman, like Jack Nicholson, amazing people, she got hers off Queen Latifah. How did you be? You've won an Oscar and Queen Latifah's given it to you. It's like getting off Marty McCutcheon. I've never heard, in all the years I've done this show, anyone have a go at Queen Latifah. That's the first.
She's had it too easy for too long.
Yes, yes. It's time someone turned on her.
Victoria, did you watch any Oscars? Did you stay?
I did. I watched the whole Oscars. I stayed up till 5 a.m. I thought it was pretty ropey this year. Although Shirley Bassey sang Goldfinger. That made me happy. I'm slightly obsessed with the lyrics of Goldfinger. I think about it quite a lot. It troubles me.
So Goldfinger...
OK, well, have you got 5 minutes?
Yeah, sure, for this.
It's only a 3-minute song.
Well, yeah, but it's... It's mostly the line, such a cold finger. What? Why would he have a cold finger? I mean, first of all, his finger isn't gold. His name is Goldfinger. And if he did have a gold finger, metal is actually an excellent conductor of heat, so it could be much hotter than an ordinary finger, so it wouldn't be such a cold finger. But then later, she says he has a spider's touch. Now, if he did have a metal finger, that would be quite a leaden, heavy touch. It wouldn't be...
I mean, to be fair, this is a film about a man who touches stuff and it turns to gold. I would have bigger bugbears with that.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. That's King Midas. That's King Midas. Who are you? You think there's a Bond movie where someone's magic? That's King Midas. You've got to watch that film again. Right, let's have a look and see if the Oscars are up there. Yes, of course. So our next round is pick of the polls. Sean, Jack, Matt, what do you like the look of?
The big ship.
The Titanic.
That is the Titanic. This week, an Australian tycoon unveiled plans for Titanic 2, a replica of the Titanic. So we asked our studio audience, would you travel on Titanic 2, yes or no?
Definitely not.
It's going to take the same route as the original Titanic, and it's an exact replica.
I very much hope it sinks in that case. Because, sorry, people getting off on the idea of being on the Titanic and going on the same route, which would kill what, 1,300 people or something. I think that's sick. What are you going to do next? You're going to go on a Lockerbie flight, you know?
I mean, you're right about the taste. You wouldn't go on the Costa Concordia, would you? You wouldn't go on a recreation of that. It was only a few months ago. But because it was decades ago, it's all right. It's not... It's a bit poignant.
Yeah, it's a bit grisly.
If they did do it, I'd like to stand in the harbour at New York in a top hat going, where you been? I've got a beard about a mile long, going into the harbour.
So you wouldn't go on this?
I wouldn't go on a cruise in the modern day era, let alone back when the Titanic was happening, because it's rubbish. It's like checking yourself onto a floating prison. You can't really do anything, can you, on a cruise? Has anyone been on a cruise?
Yeah, on Hampstead Heath, yeah.
Very different vibe.
I don't like boats. I get bored of waving. You have to wave all the time, don't you? Why do you have to wave on a boat? It's ridiculous. You don't do it on a train. Yeah. I'm on a train. I'm on a boat. Get over it. I do that on the tube every day. Hello, hello, hello. It takes forever. Sick of it. On a boat. Whoa. Chill out.
Would you go on this?
When are you going to get a better chance to do practical jokes? Like, how many laughs do you reckon you'd get? I would be up every morning just go, iceberg, dead ahead!
Or you just stand by the lifeboats, just never leave them, just lean on them all the time. Yeah. Anyone comes near me,
I wouldn't go on Titanic 3. Like, if that one goes down as well, and they go, we're going to do a third one, that's when I go, look, you need to stop doing Titanic. This one's going to be safer than any boat because they're going to be so aware. Like, I'd rather get on a plane the day after a plane crash because I think they're not going to be two, are they? But if there hasn't been one for ages and I get in a plane, I think, God, we're due here.
Are you aware of 9/11?
Are you aware of 10/11? No, nothing happened.
Very good. So, would you travel on the Titanic too, yes or no? What do you think our audience said?
No.
No. No, they would.
Yeah. Of course they said yes. Of course they said yes.
Of course they said yes, you dick.
They said yes.
So yes,
Dick
no,
about it,
I
Jimmy.
can tell you the answer is yes. 74% of our studio audience said they would travel on Titanic too.
Well, this week I've counted 86 sheep, about 32 cows, 7 ducks, but I haven't seen a single horse. None. So something's going on. The meat scandal.
The meat scandal.
The horse meat's
And
gone
there's
mad,
like,
isn't
it's
it?
sort of rolled on this week, and they're saying it might be deliberate. This isn't just an accident.
Horses throwing themselves into abattoirs.
Apparently, it's criminal gangs have been doing this. Criminal gangs from Poland, Romania and Russia are suspected of orchestrating a conspiracy worth millions of pounds by passing off horse meat as beef. What do you think? What did you...
Well, the whole problem with the story is that it's now screwing with all our notions of what we like. I thought I liked beef, but actually I like horse.
I'm very confused now, you know.
It's getting more ridiculous because now there's donkey is also being mentioned, and the man said yesterday they hadn't yet tested for dogs and rats. And then where do you go after that? Dead relatives, ex-members of Destiny's Child, and the last pope.
Oh, no, this is my favourite quote of the whole thing. This is from the Findus website. They state they use the best ingredients and a generous pinch of imagination. This imagination tastes a bit like a horse.
Is it to do with the decline in arts and crafts?
Tell me more, Paul.
Well, because people are not doing so many arts and crafts, they're not using glue as much. So that's why they're having to put it all in the burgers. So if they could get more children back into crafts, then they could use horses again for their proper purpose, which is glue.
When I saw the whole horse meat scandal, I didn't really care because I'm not a fan of horses. I've intentionally eaten horse before. It was lovely. I enjoyed it in France.
Intentionally?
Yeah, it was on the menu, and I was like, I hate horses. I'm going to have that. I'm petrified of horses. I've got a horse story, but I don't know if...
What do you mean you've got a horse? Yeah, I want to hear a horse story. What's a horse story? Settle in, everyone.
Yeah, settle in. Right, so when I was 12, my school trip was to London, and we went to see, I think it's called the Queen's Guards, where they're on horses and with the thing. And so all my classmates were stroking the horse, and then I went to go and stroke the horse, and the man kicked me and said, "Piss off, you black bitch," and made the horse, and then the horse went in front of me.
Sorry, can I just clarify? Was it the horse that said that? If it's a racist horse, then... Well, how weird would you feel about that if there was a talking horse? Wow, this is magical, this is amazing. But he's a racist. Oh, no.
It was like, you know, I'm over the racism. It's not a problem. He got sacked, so it's fine. Honestly, I'm absolutely fine with it.
You've forgiven a racist, but not a horse.
I think you make a very good point. Grind them up, put them in a burger.
The problem with meat is that it all looks the same. And what they should do is they should make it like rock. So when you've got beef, it just says cow right the way through it.
You know the cookie cutters you can get? You make different shapes for things. You have like cookies. Just one shape like a horse. So any burgers that are horse, just come in a horse shape.
Wow, if that's the case, I think I've eaten a lot of dinosaur.
OK, let's have a look and see if it's up there. Yes, the most talked about thing. Yes, the horse meat scandal continues. This meat scandal's opened up a real can of worms, or as our Romanian suppliers would call it, a real can of venison. Johnstein, what else have the nation been talking about this week?
Surely the Pope?
Surely the Pope.
This is a huge story, isn't it?
Well, the Pope sort of woke up on Monday and thought, oh, God, got to go to work.
Well, in fairness, he doesn't have to be at work till Sunday.
Well, yeah, that's true.
That's not true, because the week that's in it, I think he had to write 1 million Valentine's cards to all the nuns afterwards.
God was not happy at all about this, was he?
No, did you see the lightning bolt?
So this is a picture of the Vatican 12 hours after the Pope resigned.
If the church had any sense, they would have a news story after that saying there was a nun in there doing some paperwork and she's pregnant now.
Why do the popes always start old?
Well, they're talking about the Ghanaian Cardinal Peter Turkson being the next Pope. That's him with Chris Huhne there. You can see Chris Huhne's asking him to take a few points for him.
What I want to know is, if we're going to have a black Pope, when are we going to have a black Queen? No talk of a black Queen, is there?
Keep an eye on Kate Middleton.
Yeah.
That's her.
I don't know what that means. Explain that one.
Well, I'm saying maybe her baby is going to be black because it's probably not.
The Queen's not elected, is it? No, that's a serious answer.
Yeah, but that's what makes it weird that people choose the Pope. Shouldn't it be someone who something magical has happened to? You know, like you got Jesus, like he was the guy because, you know, you knew... No, I'm just saying, you know that he was chosen by God because he'd done magic things. It should more, you know...
So you think, what, Paul Daniels? Who are you? Let's have a look and see if the Pope's up there. Yes, the Pope's resigned. Yes, the Pope has resigned. He's going to be difficult to replace. Where are we going to find another paedophile apologist who's also a Nazi? OK.
Can I just do a little disclaimer? Can we just make sure we don't put the bit about me talking about she might have a black baby? I'm really scared of the royal family.
Are you genuinely scared of the royal family?
I'm just scared that they can kill you, they can organise.
Once a decade, they do one of their own. They don't go outside the family.
If Kate Middleton has a white baby, they'll just ignore you. If she has a black baby, they'll have their own problems to deal with. There'll be a lot of questions to ask.
The main worry is not if it's black, it's whether it's ginger. That's the main worry. That's the thing everyone's worried about.
I feel much better now because, like, more of us have said stuff now, so at least...
Sean, Jamelia, Paul, what else have the nation been talking about? Tonight, it's our panelist's job to guess the nation's top 3 favourite TV shows. Johnstein.
Well...
Yeah.
Oh, right,
yes.
Hang on.
Great British Bake Off. Truly one of the greatest television programmes. I can't tell you how apoplectic with joy I am to be this close to Mel, because I watch it, don't get frightened. No, I love it. In my pants.
Shall I piss off?
Angel time. Ease yourself back, John. There's something delightful about watching people sweating over making a cake while you're eating Angel Delight in your pants. There's just something really...
See, here's the thing, I really like the show, but I think cake is for people who don't drink to feel like they've had fun in their life.
What are you saying?
People who drink when they go, I was a bit naughty this weekend, you go, what happened? Well, I ended up puking. I shit myself on my doorstep. People who don't drink, they go, I was a bit naughty this weekend. You go, well, what did you do? They went, well, I had chocolate fudge cake.
I watch it, I like it.
Do you, Sean?
I do like it. Well, I like it. It's like Midsummer Murders, but no one gets killed.
Yeah.
Gentle, warm, summery feeling, but there's no, unnecessary killing of anyone.
Have you thought of introducing maybe a murder mystery element to the show?
That would be very,
Like if you don't win, you get killed.
Yeah. I can see Beza committing some murders.
So are you like Beza?
I probably shouldn't have said that. Mary Berry. She's lovely.
I'd like to see her lose her once in a while. Do you know what I mean? You'd like to see Mary Berry go a bit Gordon Ramsay on one of them. Shove your macaroons up your arse.
She's actually a lot younger than she's not younger than she looks, but her face has aged from opening the oven all the time. It's dried out all her skin.
She hasn't got dry skin.
She's only about 30. Yeah. For years of opening ovens. There we go.
It does have a great male sex symbol.
Who's the male sex symbol?
Paul Hollywood.
Carol, do you fancy him?
Well, he came on Loose Women and I nibbled on his brioche.
Did you?
Well, no wonder he came.
You.
Can we have a look at this Hollywood character? Here he is.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The most fun thing I've ever done in all of my life, seriously, was to steal Paul Hollywood's car and drive it half a mile away so that he thought that it was stolen.
You didn't?
Yeah.
He's got a posh car, hasn't he?
He's got... His car is so posh, you don't actually put a key in, you put a crystal into a thing.
Where's a Superman's car?
It's a rock of crystal. Well, actually, it's not a rock, it's just a rectangle of crystal.
Should be a wooden spoon, really, shouldn't it?
You put the crystal in, and then, this is absolutely true, in Hollywood's car, the Bond theme tune kicks in as soon as it starts.
You can't have the Bond music banging out and step out of your car and people go, what do? I eat muffins.
It can get really emotional and tense in the programme. It's like Dallas or something. It's really tense.
People's lives are invested in their sponge.
Yeah.
Me and Sue and I should say, grammatically correct.
Yeah, thank you.
We, with them, invest our very selves into the Battenberg/quiche.
Oh, the Union Jack Battenberg.
That was amazing.
Phenomenal.
I would never expect John Richardson to just go, oh, the Union Jack Battenberg.
No.
It doesn't seem that right-wing, does it?
Coming over here with your syllabub and your bloody pistachio ice cream coffee nonsense. I like a Battenberg cake, shaped like a flag. Now, piss off.
Sean, what do you think of the nation's favourite TV shows?
It's the David Attenborough's shows.
They're incredible programmes, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yes, they're very good. He's run out, really, though. He'll end up just now looking under dustbins at woodlice. He's done everything else.
Let's have a look at Attenborough's latest series, Africa.
Africa. The world's greatest wilderness. The only place on Earth to see the full majesty of nature. Rarely seen places and untold stories. There's nowhere in the world where wildlife puts on a greater show. This is the last place on Earth where you can come eye to eye with the greatest animals that walk our planet. This is Africa.
The most famous scene of that, it was the giraffes fighting. Did we all see the giraffes?
Necking.
Yeah, in my head, that's how supermodels fight.
Did you see the one
of the birds? I think they were called shoebill birds.
Oh, God, it was awful.
That was... And the mum, it was like Sophie's choice.
What happened?
She had to...
Oh.
The mum had to choose... I'm actually...
Go on.
I'm welling up.
Go on. Go on.
I'm actually welling up. The shoebill mum had to...
It was horrible. What did
she had to choose? She had to John, comforter, for God's sake! This is a
She
had to choose between her two chicks. Which one to save?
Which one did... Which one did she save? No?
She chose the stronger one. She didn't even choose the weaker one.
But she's a good mum. That's what they would do, a good mum. Bad mum had gone, I'll have the weak one.
She knew that the race of shoebill would continue if she went for the stronger one rather.
And also, she has no feelings. She's got a tiny brain. She's got a tiny brain and no feelings. So it doesn't matter, does it?
The look in her eye, she knew what she was doing.
No, she didn't. Her brain's probably about that big.
No. Her eye, the weird thing about them is their eyelids, I seem to remember, flick around to the side. And she came into the camera and the eye went brrr, like that and flicked round, as if to say, I know what I'm doing. It was horrendous.
Did they by any chance put some emotional swelling music underneath it to make you feel like she was making an emotional choice?
Because they have to drown out the sound of Attenborough and the camera going,
Don't worry, I'll finish it off. You take the other one.
It would be.
I've got a shovel here. I'll sort it out. Don't worry, you fly off. It's like sandwich spread by the time he's finished. And again, David, stop now!
Stop it!
Let's have a look and see if it's up there.
Yay!
HMV have gone into liquidation. They've suddenly realised that people aren't buying videos and DVDs and CDs off them anymore, and that there's this thing called the internet where they are doing it. And so, then they looked around and think, hey, hang on, we've got huge stores all over the world, and we aren't making any money, so let's close them all and not do it anymore because we're losing a lot of money. That's my analysis of it.
My husband loves a bargain bucket. Do you know how many copies we've got of The Grinch? He comes home, he goes, Claude, look what I found.
Another cheap bucket.
Another bucket. You've got to get
The fear is just that there'll be no shops left. You know, in a few years, there'll just be, you know, those ones that they're called like value bastard, and they just sell 20 cigarette lighters taped to a bottle of bleach from Ukraine. You know, one of those ones.
Okay, so are you going to miss it, David? I mean...
I don't really have any nostalgia for it.
But it's a record store, basically, and it's not in the high street anymore. They're going to have a lot more chairs in the Topshop change... You know that place outside where the sad boyfriends sit? Outside the changing rooms. They've got, like, 4 seats, and you sit there going... They're going to have to expand that massively, because normally you would just go, I'm just going to pop to HMV for half an hour and waste some time and buy some stuff we're never going to watch.
I go to Top Man without a girlfriend. Nobody knows. I just sit there all day. She'll never find the one she wants, lads, eh? Oh! Let's all go for a beer while she's in there. Let's all...
It's Top Shop that the girls go to. You're going to Top Man, you've said that.
Still works, doesn't it, Top Man? It's got, oh, she's in there, and they're all like, oh, tell me about her.
She's in there?
Trying on a suit.
Oh.
She tells me she's a woman.
I haven't checked.
Bernard told me she's a woman.
Trying to find something that does make her Adam's apple look big.
Let me tell you, I saw her going in, and you've got the Top Man. Well done.
She really struggles to find shoes.
I can't walk into... What was the other one? Top Girl.
Top Shop.
Top Shop. I can't walk into Top Shop without a girlfriend. I look like a bloody pervert, wouldn't I?
And now you had a DVD out at Christmas, right?
Thanks, mate.
Did you go...
Still available in the shops, half price now.
Did you go... Is that... Do you think that's what...
Do you think I killed HMV?
Well, I'm just... John, Tess, Stephen,
What do you think people have been talking about this week?
What about old Chris Huhne?
Oh, yes.
Go on, so explain the story, John. What's the full story?
Well, 10 years ago, Chris Huhne was doing 69 in a 50, and he had 9 points. He didn't want to lose his licence, so allegedly he bullied his wife into taking the points. Then he left his wife for a woman who genuinely used to do the PR for Top of the Pops. Now, she has had a career, hasn't she? PR for Top of the Pops, Chris Huhne, and I wouldn't be surprised if she turned out to be your accountant. She has had a bad...
He's a div, though, because, you know, I mean, a whole political career down the toilet for 3 points is one thing, but he's besmirched the good name of politicians. Very, very rarely are in the news for the wrong... Occasionally you'll get the... Jeffrey Archer, I remember, you know, he was supposed to have shagged prostitutes and he lied in court. But apart from... Well, Jonathan Aitken, he lied in court. But apart from those two... Well, you had Neil Hamilton getting brown envelopes full of cash from Mohammed Al-Fayed. But apart... Well, you also had Jackie Smith and her husband putting porn movies on expenses. So, and the bloke who put his duck house on expenses. And John Major, when he did his Back to Basics thing, he was nobbing Edwina Curry. We had cash for questions, cash for honours, cash for influence, arms to Iraq. But apart from those scandals, politicians have had a very, very good name in this country.
Sean Steen, what are the weird, strange things that people are interested in?
Oh.
What do you think?
UFOs. UFOs.
Yes.
I think he's saying UFOs.
UFO. Here we go, straight away.
You believe in UFOs, don't you?
Yeah, I do, yeah, I've seen them.
You've seen them? What did you see when you saw them?
Well, I see a UFO, didn't I? I don't know what it was, but it was flying about. It wasn't a helicopter, it wasn't a plane, it was a UFO.
Could have been a kite?
Might have been a kite. I think it's ridiculous to think we're the only things out there, and it's depressing if we are, no? Do you know what I mean? We're the most intelligent things out there.
Well, not you
Not me,
specifically.
We
walked into that.
If aliens do land, I'd quite like to be the person that greets them off the spaceship.
I think... the chances of you being elected to that post...
Well, I'd actually make a very good ambassador for the planet, actually, Jimmy.
What would you say when you met the
Well,
alien?
for a start, I'm polite. I know. I'd lay on a buffet. And my mum's got a car, so if they need driving about, happy to do it.
You do have the look of someone who's been abducted. They usually...
Yeah.
They go for your type.
No one believes us.
Well, that's the thing I was thinking, is if you had been abducted, you can't prove it, can you?
No, I can't.
You can only say you've been abducted.
Danny, you went to America and you properly went in and saw footage of these...
I went and see a geezer called Stan Romanek.
Right.
Who's been abducted since he was a kid. I sound like such a prick talking about this now.
No, it's interesting. It's interesting stuff.
Listen,
So-
and he's been abducted since he was a kid, and he showed me some mad shit, right?
What did he show you? Because I saw the documentary.
He showed me an alien poking his head through a window.
You can't argue with that.
Honestly, I don't know what to say.
What can you say? You
It popped his little nut up over the window. Had a look at him, he screams. He showed me another one.
What was the other one?
The other one was in his kitchen, this one, it's got in. And you see its fingers come around the door frame, right long fingers.
Right.
They could come around, and then it's got a massive nut, this one. It's big, bigger than the other one.
Right. And then what? Did it say anything? Did it have a message?
No, it didn't say just looked at him.
John Steen, what do you think the nation enjoyed over the last year in the sporting world?
Well, I guess we have someone with us who was at probably the most famous sporting event and probably the most famous sporting day of last year.
Did you get tickets? Was it amazing being part of Super Saturday?
Yes, it was pretty special. I mean, it goes down as Mo, Jess and that random ginger guy who turned up as well on the day.
But your life will be different after tonight.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know what Nancy's got planned for you. Sounds like the ginger kid's getting laid.
How far did you actually jump in the final?
8 metres 31.
I genuinely don't know how far that is. If you paced out, how far would it be across?
Well, if you do 8 long paces, then like a foot.
8 long paces?
Yeah.
All right.
You've got to do it right, though, so it's
Well, hang on, 8 long paces. All right, so 1,
yeah,
2, 3, 4, 5. F*** off. No way did you... You did 8.
Well, you're probably being a bit generous.
Oh, we've got a tape measure. Throw us a tape measure. Hang on, so I'll hold this.
It's not long enough.
8 metres.
Exactly.
All right, well, we'll do 8 metres and then we'll see. OK, so I'll hold that.
I've got something that's half a metre long. It's not me, no. I carry around a ruler with me.
OK, so that's 8 metres, and then you went a bit further.
Like, so, yeah, about here, where I'm standing.
That is mental. Jess Ennis was at the peak of physical fitness in the heptathlon. Watching her, I couldn't help feeling ashamed of myself because I could see what I was doing reflected in the telly. Sean, what do you think the nation will be talking about this week?
Ooh, Oscars?
Yes, the Oscars.
Were you excited by them?
Not particularly, no.
Daniel Day-Lewis, though, I mean, you can't doubt the guy. What an actor. I mean, he's proper thing, isn't he?
Well, he should have got assassinated. If he's really method, he should have got himself shot.
I don't see why method actors are praised. People say, oh, that's the best way of acting, but because he trained to be a butcher when he was playing a butcher. But that's the opposite of acting. That's just becoming a butcher. I've been doing method for 10 years now. I'm actually quite a bubbly chap. But I can reveal now that I'm playing Jack in his upcoming biopic. Spent the last 10 years getting into role, and I think I'm ready. Do you think?
It's annoying because I auditioned for that.
What's incredible is his speeches, because actors act because they're tedious people. That's why they do it, because from when they were children, they've learnt that by being other people, they make more friends and are more popular.
Have you thought about acting?
I can act right now. I don't need to learn to... I'll do a butcher right now for you. I won't go away and train to be one. Would you want, darling, a little bit of beef?
The Pope sort of woke up on Monday and thought, oh, God, I've got to go to work.
Well, in fairness, he doesn't have to be at work till Sunday.
Well, that's true.
Why do the popes always start old?
Well, they're talking about the Ghanaian Cardinal Peter Turkson being the next Pope. That's him with Chris Huhne there. You can see Chris Huhne's asking him to take a few points for him.
What I want to know is, if we're going to have a black Pope, when are we going to have a black Queen? No talk of a black Queen, is there?
Keep an eye on Kate Middleton.
Yeah.
That's her.
Sorry, I don't know what that means.
Explain that one. Well, I'm saying maybe her baby is going to be black because it's probably not.
The Queen's not elected, is it? No, that's a serious answer.
Yeah, but that's what makes it weird that people choose the Pope. Shouldn't it be someone who something magical has happened to? You know, like you got Jesus, like he was the guy because, you know, you knew... No, I'm just saying, you know that he was chosen by God because he'd done, you know, he'd done magic things. It should more, you know...
So you think, what, Paul Daniels? Who are you? Yes, the Pope has resigned. He's going to be difficult to replace. Where are we going to find another paedophile apologist who's also a Nazi? OK.
Can I just do a little disclaimer? Can we just make sure we don't put the bit about me talking about she might have a black baby? I'm really scared of the royal family.
Are you genuinely scared of the royal family?
I'm just scared that they can kill you, they can organise.
Once a decade, they do one of their own. They don't go outside the family.
If Kate Middleton has a white baby, they'll just ignore you. If she has a black baby, they'll have their own problems to deal with. There'll be a lot of questions to ask.
The main worry is not if it's black, it's whether it's ginger.
Most people admit to lying at least once a day. Is that true or false?
It's true. I lie every day. I wake up and say good morning. Every single day.
I lie all the time. I like lying. I love it.
You lying now?
Yeah. By 9 p.m. I've lied 900 times. Women lie especially. I don't mind about getting my... I'm on the pill.
Did you lie about that?
3 times.
Jimmy, I'll see if you lie, because I've got a question I want to ask you.
Sure,
I've
go
noticed
ahead.
something.
Go ahead.
Have you had your teeth jazzed up?
Yeah, I've had my teeth jazzed up. That was the exact term I used.
Yeah.
I want
really white. It looked like you swallowed a torch.
Yeah, well, they were looking kind of shitty, and I was getting, you know...
like this?
Yeah.
Did you
send them... No, they weren't that bad. They were bad. They still look like teeth.
I got the teeth of like a dead horse found in the Thames after about a month.
I like your teeth, but then I like Watsits.
Yeah.
Which made me think, oh...
Yours are so bright. They're a bit... I mean, when you switch the lights out at night, do moths bump into them?
15 Australian miners were sacked for doing the Harlem Shake. So we asked our studio audience, is it important to have fun at work? Yes or no? No, not asking you... Oh. They've got to... The question's for them.
Yeah.
Not really? Yeah. Have you never seen this show? What are you thinking?
I'm going to go with yes, Jimmy. It's...
Well, I mean, it's all good and well to laugh and all that. I mean, we're Germans, we like a laugh. We do. It's just we laugh once the work is done.
Of course it's important to have fun at work. I mean, I'm not a dick. I'm not a... The first few Harlem Shuffles, I was like, this is funny. You know, like there was Wacky Tacky Tie Day, then that had its day, and now it's Harlem Shuffle Day. I just worry about the trend this is going in. It's going to be like, oh, we call it Gangbang Thursdays.
I mean, I can see why John and Henning don't like it, because obviously you are to fun what grit is to snow. I quite like it. I like the chaos.
And the winner is the name of our final round. Here is your question. Best way to relax after a hard day's work? Nancy, how do you relax of an evening after a hard day's work?
Well, I will have a hot bath with a drink, and then have a very deep tissue massage.
Jesus.
Who's the masseuse?
Well, I don't have to tell on TV, but I have a few.
Oh, that kind of massage, I see.
No.
What sort of tissues do you use?
Deep tissues.
Deep tissues.
Deep tissues.
Deep tissues.